Let's go back to 2016 with the email thing with Hillary, right? The 33,000 emails. I'm tired of talking about it, but that was the easiest case of all time. She turned in, 15 smashed Blackberries that were smashed to pieces in a fucking Ziploc bag, and she was like, I don't know what happened. Yeah. If Trump wanted to, the day he got in, he could have immediately raided her place and gotten all the shit that they were looking for.
Well, maybe.
They could have gone to Obama.
I don't think so. I think that the FBI has been compromised since probably the early 2010s.
Okay, and why?
Why I think that is because, so if you remember correctly, this FBI raid of Trump, by the way, is crazy. I think I'm pretty well established as not giving two fucks about the guy.
Sure.
Politically speaking, but once again, agencies have been weaponized by the left against political opponents. And it's not unique to when they're in power either. If you remember, Obama was a lame duck president. And the FBI investigation into the Trump-Russia collusion bullshit that turned out to be a complete hoax, right, didn't just take place during Obama's tenure. It continued after Obama was out of office and Trump was the sitting president. The FBI was still working against him on a regular basis.
Right.
So there's no evidence to suggest that it's a political appointee at the top of the FBI that is driving all of this shit downstream. It's the FBI as an organization is entirely corrupt from the inside out. That's the problem, right? So I don't know that I don't know if it helps to think of it as a left versus right situation. This is an agency that needs to be dissolved entirely. So if you remember, Hillary Clinton coordinated with a foreign intelligence agent, Christopher Steele, using DNC funds,
right,
which they lied about on the FISA warrant, which is, you can find that in the Nunez memo, to fabricate a bunch of bullshit to overturn or disrupt a duly elected president.
And what you're talking to for the audience out there is the Steele dossier, where they allege that Trump had paid a bunch of Russian prostitutes to piss all over a bed that apparently had been slept in by Barack Obama.
And quite a few other things as well, right? Like about some interactions between Trump or some of his affiliates and the Russian government. So that was all funded by the DNC. And it was the executive branch and the intelligence community. So the intelligence community falls under the executive branch, all the three-letter agencies. They were being weaponized by the DNC, Hillary Clinton, which I don't know why she had access to him in the first place, but also the sitting president, Barack Obama, right? It was a complete fabrication, and no one was touched for it, right? So the FBI can operate. If the FBI says, hey, this was fucked up, we're going to go investigate Hillary Clinton, they could do that on their own. They don't need permission from the president to do that. They have the jurisdiction to do that. Now, the president can try to get involved, but that's what happened with Nixon back in the day, where he kept telling people to drop the case, and they kept quitting because they wouldn't, right? That's how that all went down.
So you think Biden didn't know anything about this?
No, I think I don't know if he knows that he's alive,
right,
to be honest. But the Biden administration, the chief of staff and the people that run it, of course they fucking knew.
Right.
Nobody would make this move without alerting them first. Now, the Biden administration's saying they didn't know.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, they said they didn't know last night.
That's a complete lie. And I would assume Trump's legal team is pretty good. I would assume that they're issuing FOIA requests right now for any interaction between FBI people at the upper echelon and the Biden administration right now. They should be if they're not. And if you want more information on that particular series of events, you should read the Nunez memo, read the Washington Post article vindicating the Nunez memo and how fucking right he was about everything and how the left lied about, and this is from the Washington Post, by the way,
right, how
all these motherfuckers lied about this shit. Now, fast forward a little bit to, what was it, 2020 in the summer, I believe, when the Hunter Biden laptop came out. Over 100 members of the intelligence community wrote a memo and then signed onto it saying that it was Russian disinformation. Now, we know for a fact that's a lie now. As a matter of fact, Brian Stelter earlier this week said that it was a lie and that it's going to be a big problem for Democrats in the fall. These agencies no longer exist to serve the United States or its citizens, including the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the ATF, and especially the IRS. And they're coming after you. If you don't believe it, fucking open your goddamn eyes. They are coming after you. They need money for their wars, right? They need fucking information for their insider trading. They need compliance.